Hello, my name is Bonnie Barnes and I'm one of the co-founders of the Daisy Foundation. I'm delighted to welcome you to our global community of healthcare organizations and nursing schools that are committed to providing meaningful recognition for their nurses through the Daisy Award. I want you to understand why we are so passionate about the work you all do and why we started the Daisy Award to start with. It dates back to 1999 when my stepson Patrick died of complications of the autoimmune disease ITP. As you can see from the picture behind me, he was not a little kid. He and his wife Tina had just given us our first grandchild 6 weeks before he woke up one morning with some peculiar symptoms. He went to the doctor and found out he had a dangerously low platelet count and was very quickly admitted to the hospital. When my husband Mark and I heard that he was going in the hospital, we flew to Texas where they lived and thought we would be in the hospital with him for a few days while he got over this thing that we'd never heard of, and we would all go back to doing what we were doing before that morning that he woke up with peculiar symptoms. But that's not what happened. Patrick got very sick pretty quickly in the hospital, and I'll spare you the details of what became the worst 8 weeks of our lives. But suffice it to say, at the end of that emotional roller coaster, Patrick died. Now what do we do? Well, we got together with Tina right afterward and started talking about what could we do to fill that gaping hole in our hearts that his death had left. And what were we going to do to keep his very special spirit alive and turn our attention back to something positive because we had been in such a dark place for those 2 months. As we talked, we found ourselves reflecting on the care of Patrick's nurses. We had been expecting that they would provide excellent clinical care, and they did. They were completely competent in dealing with what became a very complex situation. But as I said, we expected that. But here's what we did not expect. We didn't expect their compassion, their kindness, their sensitivity, not only to Patrick, who we didn't know what he could sense because he was on a ventilator for much of the time, but that's how they took care of us as well. And when he died, we realized that our hearts were filled with gratitude for nurses, and we needed to find a way to say thank you. So we created the Daisy Foundation. It stands for Diseases Attacking the Immune System. And we created the Daisy Award for Extraordinary Nurses so that throughout the year, patients, family members, and coworkers would have a way to share their experiences, their stories of extraordinary care that nurses are providing every day, and a way to say thank you. Well, never in our wildest dreams back in 1999 did we imagine that today Daisy would be partnering with thousands and thousands of healthcare facilities and nursing schools, not only throughout the United States, but around the world. More than 3 million times, a patient or a family member or a coworker has stopped and taken the time to share their story of extraordinary care that a nurse has provided. More than 3 million times, Daisy nominations have been written. So we know now that we're not the only family that needs to say thank you to all of you. Well, it is my sincere hope that your Daisy Award program will impact each one of you and remind you why you became a nurse and reinforce your real, vital purpose in life. You make a difference every day in the way you deliver your care, and we hope you never forget that. One more thing I'd like to share with you before I close. Over the years, we've become keenly aware of the many roles in which nurses serve. So the Daisy Award has evolved to honor nurses wherever you practice, wherever you are in your careers, because all of those roles impact compassionate patient care. So today, there are several Daisy Award offerings, and we look forward to your organization adding these to your Daisy program in time. I conclude with what we at Daisy love to do most, and that's to say thank you. Thank you to your leaders for bringing meaningful recognition through the Daisy Award to your organization so each of you can feel its impact and be reminded of why you are a nurse and keep you connected to your purpose. Thank you for your commitment to patient-centered, evidence-based clinical excellence and safe care. And thank you for your dedication for providing that care with compassion, sensitivity, and kindness for your patients, their families, and your colleagues. And with that, I wish you all the best. I look forward to being in touch. So long.